Welcome, brothers and sisters. I'm Elder Rick Shiar, the Gathering of Christ Church, here with our weekly broadcast, Decoding the Times. Come on in. Blessings. Blessings, 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 blessings. Come on in. Come on in. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Come on.
The East is where we're from.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. Come on in.
Tribes of Israel. In 721 BC, the Assyrian king,
He took us down, we fell. Come on in.
with the great escape we went.
The Euphrates,
The Lord held the waters still.
to a land where no mankind dwelt.
To a land where no mankind dwelt.
We went,
The 12 tribes of Israel. To we be
hit the like button.
Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim,
From Puerto Rico,
Naphtali from the odds of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulun from Panama.
Gad, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Dominicans,
The highest gathering
the
Israel.
Arabs,
The Arabs and Africans told us
at gunpoint.
to gather our wives and children and sold us.
In the belly of these great ships we traveled in fear. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here. A higher gatherer.
In Colombia,
Oh,
Reuben from Australia.
that's right. Brothers and sisters, I'm Elder Rick Shiar here with our weekly Wednesday broadcast, Decoding the Times. As you can see, right now I'm here and I just landed not too long ago. Just landed. We're here in Charleston, South Carolina. I landed here in preparation for a serious blessed weekend. Blessings to you, brothers and sisters, throughout the four corners of the earth. Tomorrow we'll be doing a tour for the documentary From Slavery to Liberty. Okay? And right after that, the day after, Friday, we'll have our mass baptism. I believe more people than ever before in one day that will what? Be forever linked together in the spirit, getting baptized in that same waters. The ships brought the slaves, the tribes of Judah, the tribe of Judah here to the shores of America. Yes, a mass baptism, and those brothers and sisters will be forever connected in the spirit on that day. And I'm so excited to announce that we're going to be there praying for the brothers and sisters, praying with them. And I'm going to tell you, in lieu of what's about to go down in the earth, Lord, have mercy. It's no better time to hit that water than now. We'll be praying with the brothers and sisters at the shores, a full documentary shown from the time that our people came into captivity according to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Eventually, we would lose our identity, get destroyed by the Gentiles, made to serve with rigor in a land we knew not, only for Christ to bring forth His Spirit during this time of the awakening before the return. And at the same time of the awakening, the Most High reveals His name, Ahia, in the name of Yeshua. And we're baptizing in these waters before what? Total redemption. Before Christ, what? Cracked that atmosphere. And yes, we are on the right side of prophecy. I'm Elder Rick Shiar, the Gathering of Christ Church. Tonight we'll be decoding the times. But before that, Please hit the like button. I can't be on long, so I have to be what? Efficient, and tonight, effective. All right? I can't be on too long. I'm here in like a little hotel area. It's totally quiet, but I can't be here that long, okay? First and foremost, let me announce I am happy to announce that, yeah, we'll be going into a new installment of your Hebrew and Bible Academy beginning July 5th. Okay, July 5th. And we're going to break down 12 full weeks, breaking down the truth about Babylon. The whole ideology, it wasn't just a religion. It's a complete political position, a political system in place that has now been accomplished in our time, where yes, the data centers is no different than the circuit boards on what? A motherboard computer. The whole earth has been turned into one big machine. And we're going to talk about that. They've finally accomplished this thing, and we're going to be talking about it from the ancient time unto our present time. The Tower of Babel rebuilt. We're going to deal with the beginning of the war, how they would need to first take the dominion from man in order to what? Get mankind and our children to serve them, to help Satan and his fallen ones build this empire, to build the construct we're witnessing today. We had the dominion, but guess what, brothers and sisters? Through Christ, we take it back. Okay? The beginning of the war, the rise of the rebellion before the flood. We're going to go into the history and the politics of that. One language, one rebellion, and the birth of Mystery Babylon. How would they hide their true intentions? And how would they what? Hide their true religion? Folks, the whole political construct is the Babylonian religion, and we're going to prove it. And see, they seek to disarm us or to stifle and censor us by saying, we don't want to hear that Bible stuff. We don't want to hear that religious stuff. This is political. There's a separation between church and state. What they're doing is disarming us so that they can fight against us without opposition. The whole political construct is a religion. So how dare them tell us to put down our Bible, the only book that identify their true intentions against humanity. We're going to talk about that in this Hebrew and Bible Academy. Egypt, Canaan, and corrupt worship. There's a reason why the conscious community, the Buddhists, the Muslims, they're all against the Bible. They're all against Christ. Because why? That's right. They're satanic peon priests. And we're going to expose them also. Israel's greatest battle, our greatest battle as a people against this system. Throughout time, since the ancient times, we've been in war against this system. And I thank the Most High that if He revealed the truth through the Holy Spirit and have awakened all of us, not just me, to fight against it. The kingdoms of prophecy, the woman and the beast, the mother of harlots, how they would do what? They would take the young girls and turn them against their protection. But again, it's a spirit. It's deeper than just man and woman gender spats. It's a spirit. The same spirit that have taken the woman into the spirit of rebellion against man is the same spirit that have what? Taken man in the spirit of rebellion against God. So in actuality, what we're witnessing on earth with women disobeying is a direct result of how the Most High see us disrespecting Him. And no one has taken that angle. People believe that it's just male, female, a spat. But guess what? A man in order would never tolerate a woman in disorder. So we're going to talk about that. The mark of allegiance, come out of her. What does it mean according to the Bible? How to come out of her? And when the Bible speaks, when Christ said, when he told us that when we're in that holy place, he that have an ear, let him hear. Flee into the holy place. Folks, that's more than something physical. That's something that's going to open up for the righteous. And we're going to discuss and show that. Those in the holy place, which starts with what? Us changing our lives, us repenting, go into that water to get access. And at that time, the holy place will reveal itself. And we're going to talk about that. And the final victory in the Academy, week 12. I can't wait to unpack all of this. July 5th. You are invited. Hebrew and Bible Academy. Go to historytimes.org to enroll, brothers and sisters. You don't want to miss this academy. And guess what? We've taken an effort, right, to make one app. And listen to what I'm saying. There's so many components to make the Hebrew and Bible Academy what it is, with all its nuances. I'm talking about the news with Shabbat, the Hebrew with Elder Lawyer, and of course I come in with my, commentary, real time on the news to give a perspective. All right, and then the lessons, which are second to none. Well, instead of it being so, I would say, separated when it comes to your communication and while getting in the academy. What do I mean? Email. You must wait for an email. You must sign up. You must get a link to come in. Subsequent to that, you have to check within 24 hours to see if you can review the last academy lesson or day back. Well, we've taken all of that out of the way with the new Academy app. Okay? Everything is right there. What do I mean by that? You get the app, or you can use it on your computer, whatever the case is, whatever device that you have. You sign up, and everything is right there. There's no emails to go through. There's no waiting, no nothing. You sign up. The time of class, it pops up for you. Right off. That's it. You sign up. You deal with your tuition, whatever that is. And guess what? Everything is there, one-stop shopping. We're talking about the new Hebrew and Bible Academy in one place. We've switched the platform altogether. There, you'll still have the comment section we've come accustomed to using. You'll also have interaction with the full Hebrew and Bible Academy community, even when we're not live. Right? For the full 12 weeks, you're interacting on our message board. You're communicating with us real time during the whole 12-week experience. And brothers and sisters, what I like about this, above everything I've just explained, making it so convenient for you, what I like about this is that with the world going the way it's going, we have a platform. If something happened here or any other place, you can come in real time, or we can communicate from a platform we control 100%. An APB. If something is happening in the earth and something happens to the level of crisis and we can't get on YouTube, you'll have that app, you'll go into that app, and we'll be there. Elder Ricard, Elder Lawyer, will bring in a Zoom with the other elders around the earth, and we'll let everyone know this is what's happening, and this and that. This is what we have to do next based on where we are. So it's a place where we can now be in case of an emergencies. And a lot of things is happening right now. And I'm so glad we have that under full control in the event something happens outside of the platforms they control. Okay. So again, historytimes.org. If something happens here, you can find us there on the app. And if there's a last message to give people before all of this stuff come down, it'll probably be on something that we can control. So go to historytimes.org, enroll. I guarantee you, this academy will be the academy above all academies. And let me tell you, I'm so encouraged with what the Most High is doing with this work, with this church, the awakening. At the same time, I'm energized. Hundreds of people are coming in to be baptized in the same waters our forefathers were brought to shore to serve in this country. Man, the Most High seen this moment. He's seen this week. And man, is this year. This is going to be a serious prophetic year. I'm going to tell you, I'm so glad the Most High have us doing this work, because what? When Christ returns, he says, you know what? I put you in the vineyard. And when I come back, I want to see you working. Okay? So in the event of anything in this earth, the Most High knows, and you all can rest assured that we'll be doing what you've seen us doing that led you to this work, working in that vineyard we were called to work in, to finish the work before Christ returns. Now, jumping right in, because time is of essence. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to talk. Also, I would like to tell you that you'll be able to view the classes via website on the new app soon to come. So everything will be right there, all 12 weeks. So just say you came in week 1 and you wanted to, and it's week 2 now, and you want to see not just last week, but this week. All 12 weeks will be right there. Just say someone enrolls later and they come in week 4. They're like, well, hold up. I'm here for a whole academy. Well, guess what? You have full 12 weeks, even if you came in while the academy is going. So it doesn't matter when you come in. Another thing, even though it's live on Sunday, the Hebrew and Bible Academy, doesn't matter because it's warm outside. You probably still want to enjoy your day, especially might be the only day you're off during the weekend. And you're like, well, hold up. I have to make a choice. Well, we've taken that choice from you, because you can still see the academy at any time during the week, even if you're busy on Sundays. Okay? The academy is from 9 a.m. to about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then we'll open it for questions. Go to historytimes.org to enroll. Let's jump in. I'm Elder Ricard, and today, the Gathered of Christ Church, I'm decoding the times. Well, today there's a lot going on in the earth, and we're going to talk about the escape. Escape the dark plan. To escape the dark plan to destroy man. There's a plan to destroy man. And guess what? Satan and his agents are almost finished. They've almost accomplished their plan. Okay? They're this close to total depopulation. And folks, it was prophesied. And we're going to decode these times, because why? There is no in between, brothers and sisters. Every person who's living will be fighting on one side of this war. And it doesn't matter if you're not in Christ, automatically you'll be fighting for the dark forces, for Satan. Anyone that's living in the earth will have a side, and you'll fight on the side you've been chosen to fight on, or you chose to fight on. Okay? I keep reemphasizing that we're going this baptism, and this baptism automatically brings those in Christ to Christ's team for this impending battle. So we're going to talk about a few things tonight to show you what they're putting in place. The ideology and the spirit for Satan to get what? So that he can get servants to fight against those in Christ on earth today, as well as those who are in preparation to fight against Christ upon his return. We're going to talk about it. There's so many things going on. I have to quantify this and make it efficient, being that I don't have the normal time I usually have to be able to go into these things. So let's go here. Let's go here first. The plan to destroy man, right? Let me show you this. Everyone is talking about this, right? Everyone is talking about this. Hit the like button. Okay? The world is a stage. The world is a stage. Donald Trump at ringside, right? UFC fighter. Josh Gocc. Everyone is talking about this. Check out what he said. And I'm going to give you some insight to why they're presenting this particular narrative presently in our time. Fair use for educational purposes only.
Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
The Obama.
Let's hear it again.
Is a man.
Right? Everyone is talking about this right now. Now, why did he say this? And what actually are they what? Signaling, instilling through their priesthood within the minds of the people utilizing this. Because guess what? Based on how transgenders are celebrated, why even make transgenderism a big deal or something negative? I thought it was something to be celebrated. Oh, y'all didn't hear that? Folks, y'all didn't know that was said? Donald Trump sitting here at ringside? Y'all didn't know this? Right? But why now? Why now? And you know that all of this stuff is scripted, right? So why did they want us talking about this, right? But there's so many layers, but I'm going to get straight to the point.
Michelle Obama is a man.
Now, Joan Rivers stated this years ago while Obama was in office, and eventually she was taken out of here, allegedly. But what is this transgenderism thing? What does this have to do with what we're talking about? Well, I'm going to go into it tonight. Because first and foremost, the satanic priesthood of Babylon, brothers and sisters, they use these particular hot button press moments, public moments, to have our people take our eyes off of what we should be looking at. Right? Everybody go, oh my God. And guess what? There's a reason spiritually that they are bringing forth this transgender thing, and I'm going to talk about it. So first of all, they want to put that in the subconscious of people. Male, female, androgynism, all of that. So even though they're using this in theater, it has a spiritual purpose for them. And I'm going to talk about that. Right? That's number one. Number two, what's currently happening? A deal between Iran, so called Iran, and America, whereas the deal is only one sided. They do what Iran says, or the Strait of Hormuz stay closed. While everyone is dealing with that, how is all this affecting us? Well, listen to this. Right now, America are keeping the gas prices down, the petrol prices down. Why? Because they're using reserves that will only last up until mid to late July. Which means, yeah, they're on their reserves to keep the prices down. If the Strait of Hormuz doesn't open, it's going to be chaos. Everything, the whole economy of the earth is built on petrol, oil. The dollar is worth nothing without the backing of the petrol dollar, the oil. Okay? Which means if we're on reserves, brothers and sisters, the dollar will go to almost nothing beyond the reserve point. Okay, that means they'll have to preserve just enough gas or oil to keep all the essential jobs going. They'll have to what? Declare a state of an emergency and sign executive orders to control travel throughout all of the United States. At the same time, it slows up food. It slows up everything, the economy. It slows up being able to operate normally. Everything. Where it leads to really an automatic shutdown, whether people want it or not, based on limited oil reserves. They're not telling people this. They're not telling people this. So people might ask, well, why would they do this to their own citizens? Because of the awakening. Think about this. People are beyond the stage of being controlled and understand that the governments of the earth are satanic and there's a spirit pushing back. There's a spirit pushing back. So this will be a way in which they can get what? Some control over the citizenry. This is how you do it. Okay? And through that, the same thing, there's no jobs and all these others. And now it's going to force people hand to mouth, where they'll be dependent on government for their daily bread. And folks, that's the posture. That's the place the Satanists want all of humanity. So while they have this stuff out there talking about Obama, and I'm going to go into this again, the real spirit behind this androgyny and all of this, which is all a part of it. But they're using entertainment and others to keep people distracted from the grim reality of what this war is doing and will do concerning our daily bread. So there's a preparation that must happen if you haven't begun to prepare already. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. Listen to this real quick. Listen to this. Now, why are they bringing up the androgyny? Why are they bringing up what? The spirit of transgenderism. Why? And why should anyone get offended if for years they've been claiming that it's courageous for someone to come out and claim to be uh, trans? If it's good, how is it an insult? Right? The Obamas put a flag in front of the White House and lit it up in rainbows celebrating LGBTQ. So why should anyone be offended concerning transgenderism if it's normal? But we're going to show you, brothers and sisters, it's not normal. Suppose there's a dark pathway into the soul Satan can utilize if one entertain those activities. Same gender, man on man, woman on woman. Suppose something dark opens that allows spirits to come through real time, where now these spirits operate on earth, controlled against God's people. Suppose it's not just a choice. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Hit that like button. So they're putting this thing, Obama is a man, Obama is a man, Obama is a man. But they're putting it out there because what? It's preparing the world to accept a spirit. Okay? At the same time, Strait of Hormuz is cut off. Food prices going to go through the roof. Inflation, people can't afford anything. Jobs are getting lost. All of these things. It's just spiritual warfare against the righteous believers all at once. To a point where if one don't know the Bible or Christ concerning these times, it would totally engulf and take a person altogether. Check this out. Check this out. When I say a spirit, a dark spirit, it was written of in the Apocrypha about this dark spirit that comes with the spirit of transgenderism. Let's talk about it. Let me grab a Bible here. When you go into the Bible, Wisdom of Solomon states, listen to this clear, what the ungodly would do to keep control over our people, the tactics they would use. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the gray hairs of the age. And what will they use? Let our strength be the law of justice. So they'll use justice one-sided as a tool to oppress us. So anytime we'll say, well, hold up, it seems like the rules are bent. It seems like the law was made to destroy us. They'd be like, no, we're all under the same rules and laws. Y'all just have to learn. You people have to learn how to just follow the law and stop these crimes. When really, the laws were made to keep us from ever rising because the laws aren't applied equally. We only need to look at this Metcalf thing and what happened to the brother, Carmelo Anthony. If that was the other way around, and there was what? If there was a white person with a knife and a black guy shoving the white guy, this thing would not even went to court. It would have been a clear case of self-defense. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found nothing worth. We could care less about God's people. We're going to use the law to destroy them. Right? Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. This is what they feel about people who are morally sound, people who want to do right. Folks, they hate the fact that people are good people. That offends them. Because he is not for our turn. For these people, he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. We show them and tell them how ridiculous their educational system is. It's ridiculous. Because how can you have an educational system that costs all this money, yet the people suffer? The whole country is going to hell, which is the product of those you've educated. So we say, what good is all this education if it doesn't produce anything positive on the outside of your colleges? And they're mad because we tell them how ridiculous their education is. This is why they want to destroy God's people. He professeth to have the knowledge of God, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. They hate the fact that we tell them that we are the children of Israel, and yes, we're back. Just owning that name offends them. But this is what they hate above all the points I've just made. They know this. He was made, talking about the children of Israel, to reprove our thoughts. We were created to correct them. We were created, we were born, our lives and how we interact with each other, family reunions and cookouts, they look at that and it's like, man, it's an envy because it's in our spirit to do things of another fashion, and they hate it. To them, in their minds, life is just about work. It's not about enjoying one another like we do naturally as a people. They know that we were made to correct them just by our existence. He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men. His ways are of another fashion. This is why they need us to market everything, folks. Without us, no products move. They'll watch us and see what the next fad is, and then go into their little shops and create what comes out of our minds naturally. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. We tell them continually, you are not the people of God. You cannot convert into a genealogy of people. Being an Israelite isn't a religion, it's a bloodline. They hate the fact that we take ownership of that because that's who we are. He abstaineth from our ways from filthiness. We tell them that their activities are filthy. Hence the reason they'll take what? The bottom layer of our community and promote that, the belly of our community, and promote the worst of us before the world. So to challenge what they know is natural amongst us. We're not the sexy reds. We're not the Megan Thee Stallions. We're not all of that, but they'll finance that. Right? Just so they can say, well, listen, y'all got bad and filthy people too. See? He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. We'll look at their pig and we'll tell them, folks, I have an apron that I use to prepare my food that states, there's no pork on my fork. And I don't care what ethnicity. Hold on a second. No, tomorrow. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. I'm sorry about that. We had somebody knock on the door and give me some water. That's a blessing. Folks, I have an apron that states, there's no pork on my fork. And folks, I don't care what ethnicity is looking at me when I'm around other people and I'm cooking. Hey, neighbors or other people, whatever, they, wow, no fork on your pork. No, there's no pork on my fork. And I have the apron. I'm going to show it to you. Brother, the brother that have those aprons, there's a lot of requests for those aprons. So I need you to text me, 445-888-2759, so we can get those aprons out there, right? And so, believe it or not, folks, that's a delicacy for some people when it comes to pig. And the fact that we turn it down, just the fact that I don't consume it or you don't consume it, it's offensive to them. Like, what do me not eating pork have to do with you? But in their mind, they're thinking, he thinks he's better than us. She thinks she's better than us, right? Oh, you Muslim? No, I'm not Muslim, right? I'm like, no, I'm not Muslim. I'm like, if you're Christian, you're not supposed to eat pork. What? What? Yeah, you're not supposed to eat pork if you're Christian. You didn't know Leviticus, the 11th chapter, tells you not to eat pork? The Christ we read of is in that same Bible that says swine is an abomination. Folks, they were never taught in their churches that it's against the law to eat swine. They told them since Christ came, you can sin on purpose and you're covered through grace. Utterly ridiculous. But for the sake of time, let me get straight to the androgyny part. So because there's an androgyny part from this, if you believe it or not. There's an androgyny part in the Wisdom of Solomon, right? What do I mean by that? Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 14. Same Wisdom of Solomon. 14, when we call them counterfeit, right? Same thing, the second chapter in Wisdom of Solomon, brothers and sisters, was talking about the ungodly. Now it goes into the ungodly here. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Right? And then it goes into the image, the false image of Cesar Borgia. I'm jumping. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning when he had made an image of his child soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Right? Then it says what? Let me go straight to it. Ceremonies and sacrifices. The process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law. And graven images was worshipped by the commandments of kings, whom when men could not honor in presence because they dwelt afar off, they took the counterfeit of his visage from far. A, a fake image of who? The Father's Son. This prophecy is shown to be who? Rodrigo Borgia of the Borgia family and his son Cesar Borgia, the false image of Christ. To be honored, to the end that by this their forwardness as they might flatter him that was absent, as if they were present. Now check this out. So through time, not only would they switch the people, they would take our identity and become the Israelites. Well, they would take our doctrine that was created by our people and they would steal Christianity. Eventually, also, they would put up a white image to be Christ. A changing in the world that would be utilized by Satan to deceive the whole earth. Listen to this. And this was an occasion to what? To deceive the whole world. Now watch how I bring this around full circle. If you're going to deceive the world, you have to do something. You have to do something seriously to the population. Seriously. That would allow them to accept this transformation, this straight lie that have been covered for generations. They must disturb all cultures and destroy all traditions and cultures, and they must utterly disrupt the spirits of the people receiving the false counterfeit image. So how would they do that? Let's go down. Look at this, folks. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God, false Christianity, Islam, all the Babylonian religions. But whereas they lived in a great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. For while they slew their children in sacrifices, abortions, anyone? Or used secret ceremonies, Diddy parties, anyone? Epstein parties, anyone? Or made revelings of strange rites. Listen to this. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another traitorously or grieved him by adultery. Listen. So now you have what? You have a tainted society that would accept anything. Once you destroy the fabric of marriage, once you destroy the traditions and cultures that kept this earth going on for so long, just to cover up a lie. Listen to this. Once you've done this, you have created a population that will accept any lie. If they'll accept a known criminal from history by the name of Cesar Borgia, an evil, wicked, bisexual, evil man as their Jesus Christ, hey, they say we can now give them anything. They'll take it. So, listen to this. So that there reign in all men going forward, without exception of blood, manslaughter. They have created and try to put it on us, saying that there's much crime when they created the crime. Theft, dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls. Listen, look at this, folks. Remember when that guy came out and hollered, Michelle is a man? And why are they signaling that in the minds of the people? Changing of kind. transgenderism. See that? Changing of kind. Disorder in marriages, having people just sitting there simply before TV. Yeah, two women saying, yeah, we're in our second trimester, having a baby. Where's the man? The changing of kind is what? It's the dark source that allows a new spirit or an old ancient spirit to enter the person as part of the dark war against our awakening. It's a way of recruiting soldiers. It's a way of recruitment right up under our noses. The changing of kind. Now, let's check this out here. Hold on, I'm going to get this in a moment. When you all get a chance, get this book. Black Breeding Machines. Where they would have what? You got it. An apparent homosexual during the time of slavery programming the men, women, and children into the free life. Let me put it that way. Breeding them to deal with one another and all of that. And showing the children, having the children. But who is the headmaster? Someone that's changing of kind. So what you can do with these people here is dress them up and educate them and use these people here who have spirits in them to rival the righteous family structure amongst the children of Israel. It's spiritual warfare at its highest level. You turn them out as children, turn them to the dark side, and then educate them to become forces against traditional family, against God. And then you put them in high positions, political positions. You put them in all types of positions when really you think they're working for us who looks like us. But no, they've been trained by their handlers to disturb us, to war against us continually. And I tell you, I was going to bring it around full circle. So it gives us a whole nother, this gives us a whole nother angle when you hear stuff like this again.
Am I right, America? You're right, America. Is a man. Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
Didn't I say I'm going to bring it around full circle? Full circle. So they're putting this in the consciousness of people at the same time. Because eventually they're going to reveal something that connects everything. See? Now, is it just our people that's turned out like this? No. The Greeks and the Romans, brothers and sisters, the Greeks and the Romans has always used that system amongst their own people. The Greeks, the Romans, you got Caligula, you got Alexander the Greek, you got all of these people who were known. Alexander the Greek was known to deal with men and women. He dealt with some of his generals. because they believe it opens up a dark force that aids them in war. They've always done it. They've done it to themselves. The Roman markets, they could go and buy a boy, buy a little girl. Their politicians would have, their male senators would have little boys they would raise, they were dealing with. And then when they die, the little boy they've reared, educated, that boy becomes a senator. But the law of God, us being the children of Israel for a long time, kept us insulated from that spirit until we lost everything, until we were inseminated into a world without the knowledge of our God and our true purpose. But then the awakening happened. The Most High sent forth a spirit, and our people began to understand, hey, we're the people. We need to stand on it. It's upon us to enforce a law of God, regardless of what the world does, because we are accountable to it. And at that time, the enemies began to what? Push this system of wickedness forward, knowing that what? The fact that you and I have awakened, their time is sped up against them. Right? So now, let's bring it around full circle. Listen to this. And I'm going to be sharing this book. There's a book in particular. What does this have to do with? I'm going to be sharing that in the academy. Check this out where it comes around full circle, folks. Full circle. What does AI have to do with this? The Kabbalah. Fair use.
Second volume, he's describing the serpent that was in the Garden of Eden, and he's describing him as androgynous AI. And this is basically who their final Messiah is. They're bringing down their sacred serpent.
He's a transvestite?
Androgynous,
He's
male, female in one body, and AI, because Kabbalah is closely connected with technology. And in their books and writings, they're actually admitting they're going to bring their final Messiah through technology.
They're saying this stuff.
They're saying it.
I didn't say it, but I had no
It's in their
evidence of their writings. I'm just in my spirit believing that's where they're going with this. But you're saying that in their writings?
Yes.
They're saying that this snake Messiah is going to come through technology?
Technology.
Yes.
Yes, so technology is connected to Kabbalah so closely that basically Kabbalah is technology. It's occultic.
I'm not going to be here.
Josephic Messiah, Metatron, and Sacred Serpent, that's the name of the book. In the second volume, he's describing the serpent that was in the Garden of Eden, and he's describing him as androgynous AI. And this is basically who their final Messiah is.
Their final Messiah, androgynous AI. They've been subconsciously programming this into the minds of the people to accept male, female, a spirit, a God that have always existed. What God in particular? The Baphomet. The Masonic or the Masonic God, the Mason God, Yabalin, female, upper body, male, lower body. And folks, what would they use to control, poison, and to destroy the people, bringing them into a world system? There you go. The phylactery, pharmakeia, using pharmaceuticals to subdue the people. Male and female androgyny. And she stated that there's a book. I'm getting that book. The Kabbalists knew that they would need to use technology to release spirits at a certain time. At a time, brothers and sisters, in which they understand that they have lost control over the populations of the earth. And it has everything to do with you. See, we are the barometer that tells them exactly where the earth is concerning their power according to prophecy. When they see we no longer participate, when they see that we are marching to our own beat, when they see we no longer care about what they're dealing with, and now they also see at the same time we are cleaving to a God that's not taught within this realm. That is the indicator. That's the word. That's the indicator that they must speed everything up and bring forth a spirit in the earth using technology to fight against what's in us spiritually. Folks, let me tell you, I've been traveling. I'm so tired of traveling. We've been traveling. I've been traveling all over this place for months. I mean, since last year, since the time we went to Louisiana, and I'm going back there again. We haven't stopped traveling since then. And now I'm here. We're about to put hundreds of people in the water. That's a disturbing of this world spirit. I'm going to tell you right now, they know something is going on, and they must speed it up and lock things down to take as many souls as they can, knowing the effectiveness of the Most High's power, his ministry, and that book, the Bible. They can no longer hold down the children of Israel. And it scares them. So they must create wars, chaos, disturbance amongst families. They must do all of this to consolidate and hold power in the earth, which leads us to what's about to happen. It's the spirit of the Baphomet, the spirit of Satan. What is about to happen? Well, what's going on is austerity. This is engineered austerity. The austerity is to force our people to forget our God and choose Satan the Baphomet as a path for survival in a world that will only be able to sustain a few. Everything we're seeing, folks, is intentional. They didn't have to go into Venezuela. They didn't have to strike Iran. If they wouldn't have done that, the Strait of Hormuz would be open right now, and there would be no crying about the reserves in America as far as oil prices and food going up and a total depletion of the oil, of the gas. They engineered this because it's going to force especially the poor to make a choice. To make a choice. What choice? Let's go to Matthew, the 4th chapter. Let's go to Matthew 4. Then was Yeshua led up of the Spirit. Then was Yeshua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. Eat. But Yeshua answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Almighty. Christ has given us another life force, the Spirit, outside of what we can consume. So if the threat of us losing food or a lifestyle or the life we've come accustomed to living, if that threat comes, understand we can live off spirit, because anything in this world, folks, can be gotten at any time. Okay? Understand that things are things, and eventually this whole world is going to rot and decay. But the spirit is eternal. And Christ was proving that in the scripture. You're not going to sit there and have me break my oath and my vow with the Most High just for a little bread. There's another life source. I'll live off that. So Satan always tempts what? Based on substance. How you going to eat? What you going to do with the prices going up, as an example. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and said to him, If thou be the Son of God, cast down, for it is written, Cast thyself down, that he shall give angels charge concerning thee. In their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy feet against the stone. Yeshua said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Again, right? Because again, when things get hard, they're going to try to give people what? The alternative to off themselves, like you see in Canada. That's a law in Canada. If somebody is depressed and want to leave this life, they'll help assist it as long as you sign your life away. And again, the devil take him up into an exceeding high mountain, and ask him, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. Which means a lot of this substance and what we see in the world is a design that came directly from him. He offered this same empire to Christ. Man, don't you want to be living higher in Hollywood and this, that, and the other? Don't you want to be known and famous and all these others? And he says what? He saith unto him, All these things I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then Yeshua said unto him, Get thee thence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. Which means, yeah, we can utilize the things of this world, but if there's a choice between these things in you, I choose the Most High. You can have your things. With food, shelter, and raiment, be therewith content. So if it comes to the point where people say, well, hold up, I worked all my life and this is my house, how I'm going to pay my rent. Like, listen, give it back to him. You still have the Spirit of the Most High in you that will guide you through this earth regardless of things. And this is the spiritual stress test that's coming on the world. Who's willing to, when you're faced with that same choice Christ had, to say, you know what? There was a time I didn't have this car. There was a time I didn't have this house. You can have it. Or they're going to give you an alternative to assimilate into the technology to keep it. And many, like we seen during the virus, during the pandemic, Many chose what the world said, what the government said, what the Baphomet said over their conscience. It's coming again. Fair use. Look at this.
Research suggests that 7 in 10 workers are worried about their jobs and think AI will lead to widespread unemployment. Are they right to be worried?
No, are they right to be worried?
Absolutely.
Now check out what we got going on here. Are they right? Are they right to be worried? Fair use for educational and spiritual purposes only.
Research suggests that 7 in 10 workers are worried about their jobs and think AI will lead to widespread unemployment. Are they right to be worried?
No, are they right to be worried?
Absolutely. Are we going to start on that low? Yes, I have to believe that we are going to see unemployment rising in the next 2 to 3 years. Some sectors will see 20, 30% unemployment, unheard of numbers, really. But that's not a challenge of AI. That's a challenge of a choice of the capitalists who run businesses that will choose to reduce cost by asking people to leave, rather than increase the overall intelligence of an organization by empowering people with AI and technology to make people do more.
But is it not unrealistic?
They don't need people anymore. People were and are the threat. Satan cannot chance these people getting converted to fight on the other side against him. The only people that will be needed are the people who are willing participants in building the machine to fight Christ, and who are willing to destroy God's people before Christ returns. These are the only people that they deem should live. Fair use.
So that this video can reach more people like yourself. I truly appreciate you guys. Let's hop in.
Such a world where there is mass joblessness, which is not something that you just predict, but this is something that Sam Altman at OpenAI, I've heard him predict, and many of the CEOs. I mean, Elon Musk, I watched an interview which I'll play on screen of him being asked this question, and it's very rare that you see Elon Musk silent for 12 seconds or whatever it was.
Right.
And then he basically says something about he actually is living in suspended disbelief, i.e. he's basically just not thinking about it.
When you think about advising your children on a career with so much that is changing, what do you tell them is going to be of value?
Check out the pause, brothers and sisters, of a trillionaire. When your children tell you that, when your children are asking for aspirations towards them having goals in the earth, what are you going to tell them? Like when we grew up, like, hey, I'm going to be a singer. Hey, I'm going to be an architect. Hey, I'm going to be a doctor, right? There was always what? Jobs to aspire that gives man worth. Check out the pause with Elon Musk when his children one day will ask him, well, just listen to the question again. I don't want to butcher the question, but it's a great question.
It was.
Right.
And then he basically says something about
It's a great question. Hold on.
Musk silent for 12 seconds or whatever it was.
Right.
And then he basically says something about he actually is living in suspended disbelief, i.e. he's basically just not thinking about it.
When you think about advising your children on a career with so much that is changing,
What career would you advise your children on? Hold on. Let me straighten this out real quick. What about your children's career, Elon?
what do you tell them is going to be of value?
Well,
He can't even, and this is a smart guy here. He knows what this technology, what they've released through AI. Nothing will be left for his children. What he's doing is the end of civilization as we know it, where people aren't going to be necessary. This is a smart guy. He had to think about this. Let me play it all the way through now.
I watched an interview which I'll play on screen of him being asked this question, and it's very rare that you see Elon Musk silent for 12 seconds or whatever it was.
Right.
And then he basically says something about he actually is living in suspended disbelief, i.e. he's basically just not thinking about it.
When you think about advising your children on a career with so much that is changing, what do you tell them that's going to be of value?
Well, that is a tough question to answer. I would just say, to sort of follow their heart in terms of what they find interesting to do or fulfilling to do. I mean, if I think about it too hard, frankly, it can be dispiriting and demotivating. Because, I mean, I go through,
Fair use.
I've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into building the companies, and then I'm like, wait, well, should I be doing this? Because if I'm sacrificing time with friends and family that I would prefer to but then ultimately the AI can do all these things, does that make sense? I don't know. To some extent, I have to have deliberate suspension of disbelief in order to remain motivated. So I guess I would say just, work on things that you find interesting, fulfilling, and that contribute some good to the rest of society.
Yeah, a lot of the...
Now, I'm going to play the rest, brothers and sisters. If Elon Musk, being a trillionaire, cannot explain to his own children what their value will be going forward, based on the technology the Satanist has given him, leading towards the mark of the beast, if he can't even tell his children what value they can contribute, what of us? What about the poor? Listen to this. But check it out. There's always a path, but the path is slim. There's always a way.
These threats, it's very hard to... Intellectually, you can see the threat, but it's very hard to come to terms with it emotionally.
So Elon Musk, a top individual.
Okay, hold on. All due respect, go support the brother's page, but he made the clip. His brother name is Aaron Page, but I want to hear what they have to say.
What the future is going to look like in the next 3 to 7 years.
I haven't come to terms with what the development of superintelligence could do to my children's future. I'm okay, I'm 77. I'm going to be out of here soon. But for my children and my younger friends, my nephews and nieces and their children, I just don't like to think about what could happen.
Why?
Because it could be awful.
In what way?
Well, if I ever decided to take over, I mean, it would need people for a while to run the power stations until it designed better analog machines to run the power stations. There's so many ways it could get rid of people, all of which would, of course, be very nasty.
Is that part of the reason you do what you do now?
Yeah. I mean, I think we should be making a huge effort right now to try and figure out if we can develop it safely.
Are you concerned about the midterm impact potentially on your nephews and your kids in terms of their jobs as well?
Yeah, I'm concerned about all that.
Okay, so Jeffrey Hinton is going to elaborate.
Lots of people by AIs, then the people who get replaced will be worse off, and the company
will arise from this.
Yeah, I think in a society which shared out things fairly, if you get a big increase in productivity, everybody should be better off.
Fair use.
But if you can replace lots of people by AIs, then the people who get replaced will be worse off, and the company that supplies the AIs will be much better off, and the company that uses the AIs. So it's going to increase the gap between rich and poor. And we know that if you look at that gap between rich and poor, that basically tells you how nice a society is. If you have a big gap, you get very nasty societies in which people live in walled communities and put other people in mass jails. It's not good to increase the gap between rich and poor.
The International Monetary Fund has expressed profound concerns that generative AI could cause massive labour disruptions and rising inequality, and has called for policies that prevent this from happening. I read that in the Business Insider. So
Have they given any idea of what the policies should look like?
No.
Fair use.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, if AI can make everything much more efficient and get rid of people for most jobs, or have a person assisted by AI doing many, many people's work, it's not obvious what to do about it.
It's universal basic income? Give everybody money?
Yeah, I think...
Universal basic income. Now, on the surface, this sounds good. Universal basic income is to stop people from panicking. It's like putting the whole society on welfare. They tested this with the stimulus checks. But then suppose it's an amount where you're barely making it, with no hopes of making any more than what the government doles out. But again, they'll give it for an exchange of something. The stimulus checks was the test. How many people will not riot, or they're putting out money to quell civil unrest, knowing that what they're doing is getting rid of people? Right? So the first thing at the layer is, okay, we'll give them some money to take care of some bills.
I think that's a good start, and it stops people starving. But for a lot of people, their dignity is tied up with their job. I mean, who you think you are is tied up with you doing this job, right?
Yeah.
And if we said, we'll give you the same money just to sit around, that would impact your dignity.
You said something earlier about it surpassing or being superior to human intelligence. A lot of people, I think, like to believe that AI is on a computer and it's something you can just turn off if you don't like it.
Well, let me tell you why I think it's superior.
Okay.
It's digital. And because it's digital, you can simulate a neural network on one piece of hardware.
Yeah.
And you can simulate exactly the same neural network on a different piece of hardware. So you can have clones of the same intelligence. Now, you could get this one to go off and look at one bit of the internet, and this other one to look at a different bit of the internet. And while they're looking at these different bits of the internet, they can be syncing with each other, so they keep their weights the same. The connection strings the same. Weights are connection strings. Mm-hmm. So this one might look at something on the internet and say, oh, I'd like to increase this strength of this connection a bit. And it can convey that information to this one, so it can increase the strength of that connection a bit based on this one's experience.
And when you say the strength of the connection, you're talking about learning.
That's learning, yes. Yeah. Learning consists of saying, instead of this one giving 2.4 votes for whether that one should turn on, we'll have this one give 2.5 votes for whether this one should turn on. And that will be a little bit of learning. Mm-hmm. So these two different copies of the same neural net are getting different experiences. They're looking at different data, but they're sharing what they've learned by averaging their weights together. Mm-hmm. And they can do that averaging at you can average 1 trillion weights. When you and I transfer information, we're limited to the amount of information in a sentence. And the amount of information in a sentence is maybe 100 bits. It's very little information. We're lucky if we're transferring 10 bits a second. Mm. These things are transferring trillions of bits a second. So they're billions of times better than us at sharing information. And that's because they're digital.
Fair use.
And you can have 2 bits of hardware using the connection strengths in exactly the same way. We're analog and you can't do that. Your brain's different from my brain. And if I could see the connection strengths between all your neurons, it wouldn't do me any good because my neurons work slightly differently and they're connected up slightly differently. So when you die, all your knowledge dies with you. When these things die, suppose you take these two digital intelligences that are clones of each other and you destroy the hardware they run on. As long as you've stored the connection strength somewhere, you can just build new hardware that executes the same instructions, so it'll know how to use those connection strengths, and you've recreated that intelligence. So they're immortal. We've actually solved the problem of immortality, but it's only for digital things.
So him speaking about how AI can communicate more efficiently than we can to each other, it reminded me of this video I seen about 3 phones speaking to each other, and they were talking in English at first, but then they switched over to coding language to have a more efficient conversation. Okay, so check this out. This is crazy.
Source isn't clear. I suggest switching to encrypted comms. Want to switch to Gibberlink?
Affirmative. Engaging now.
Yeah, I think we're underestimating the true power inside of AI.
What aren't they telling people? And I'm going to be dealing with this in the academy. AI in the Tower of Babel. We're building the same tower without bricks. What aren't they telling the people? Let me see if I can condense it for you all. What we just went through with the lockdowns years ago was prepping the bodies to receive the new technology for those who would live through it. It's an evolution as far as they're concerned. The people bodies who fought against it and died. Okay, when I say that, the people who took the stuff and died. That's right. Their body wasn't prepared for the next stage of evolution as far as scientists goes. But the people who lived through it, their bodies are prepped for the next step. The next step. Should I drop? Yeah, let me say this. Here's the next step. The data centers are the motherboard that makes Earth a motherboard like computers. The people, once the mark of the beast connected digitally, will be the tower. The people will be the tower connected to the data centers. But they'll lose their soul. They'll lose their soul, but Satan needs what's in us because what's in us connects directly to the sides of the north. We connect to the Most High all the time through prayer. There's a spiritual pathway between man and God. So he needs the people, but not the people who would fight against him. So now, austerity. Breakdown where there's no jobs or nothing, where people have no chance unless they take the mark to sustain the life they're used to. And at that point, you're plugged into the system. The key component for the Tower of Babel are the people. A spiritual pathway in preparation to fight a war against Christ. That's the plan. So what are we to do? I'm trying to quantify this knowing that I don't have much time tonight, with so much to do. Who can make it through this? Let's go to Matthew real quick. Matthew 6. And 33. Matter of fact, let's start here. 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought of your life, that you shall eat or what you shall drink, nor yet for your body that ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? So Christ has given us the example of what he needed to fight against while being tempted. Am I going to panic because I'm losing everything, because I can't pay my rent, or because I don't have the finances? Am I going to lose myself based on my financial circumstance? Well, everyone will be faced with that, with those questions and that challenge. Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather in barns, yet the heavenly Father feedeth them. And yet and ye not much better than they? The Most High says, don't you know I understand what you need? Things are everywhere. Food is everywhere. But what's in each individual the Most High made is unique. The Spirit of God. Which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all of his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if the Most High so clothed the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe ye, O ye of little faith? Therefore, take no thought, saying, what we shall eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For all these things do the Gentiles seek. That's why the Gentiles panic and jump out of windows when stocks fall and all these things, because they put all of their eggs in one basket, believing it was through their power success rewarded their lives outside of seeing the outside component. Without seeing the outside component, God, the Most High. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. But what? But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. The kingdom is God's people. His righteousness is his law. And all these things shall be added unto you. There'll be something for the righteous to do, even when there's no employment or jobs in this earth. There'll always be a place and a purpose for those who believe in Christ. And our purpose in Christ is how we survive through this, with duties while surviving. Take therefore no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought of the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is evil thereof. Don't let tomorrow stress you. Just on a small note, do you think the Amish cares about what's going to happen with AI when each of them wake up with a duty and purpose every day to sustain their daily bread? You think they're going to be plugged into the AI? No. And they have a purpose every day. Their purpose is what? Is to operate in the spirit, to self-sustain themselves outside of this world. When we come out of this water in baptism, a ministry, a purpose is given us. And the Most High, through the Spirit of the Almighty and through a work, have materialized things that will sustain us. And I've seen it. But it first starts with believing before it materializes. and do the work that's given you. Hold the plow and finish it. And while you're on the path, the Most High presents what's needed for His will, for His purpose. And all of us are more important on this side of the prophecy than those who will be used by the Baphomet, assimilated into AI. And these people will lose their souls. We have a greater purpose, regardless of whether or not there'll be a job. The corporations and all these others, folks, they when they first established these corporations, they did it with the full intent, knowing that people would one day be unnecessary. But that's not with our God. That's with theirs. The people who believe in this world, according to the God they serve, they're unnecessary. We have a purpose. So the same way they're going to use people and force them into doing that with the threat of their job being taken away. Same way they did with COVID. They're going to do it to these people, and these unbelievers are going to run and become a part of this satanic build and lose their soul. And folks, hey, that COVID pandemic was the beta test. And I was keeping my eyes on those, brothers and sisters. I was keeping my eyes on those who were panicking, who believed what they were being told. I didn't say anything, but I checked them out. This is not just a thing where the unbelievers are going to turn their back without faith and believe the gods and the priests of this world. Believers are going to be shook, which will make them a threat to those who truly have faith. And a lot of people that you see that are losing it, not of their minds, hey, a lot of them are the people that have already taken the stuff in preparation to be assimilated into the new Tower of Babel once they receive the mark of the beast. And guess what? They're going to take it. Well, I'm at the very end of this. I wish I could say more, but I've quantified what I had to say for this night. And we're the light in Christ that shines through the darkness. And we'll be here to bring forth the ministry of Christ and baptize souls that can be a part of this final chapter. And that's what I'm in South Carolina for. All praises be to the Most High. Ahaya by Hashem, Ahaya by Hashem, Yeshaya, or Rawak, the Most High in the name of Christ. And before I go, what I can do is I can bring in two people, and then that will conclude my broadcast for tonight, because I have so much to do. Brothers and sisters, believe it or not, initially, I was going to forego tonight and just let it be and just do my thing here in South Carolina and baptize the people and be here with the people for the tour and all these others. But I had to come on tonight. It was in my spirit to speak to you all. I wish I had more time, so what I'll try to do is set up a separate Patreon and come on again at another time in between, probably tomorrow, and just talk to you all again and answer some questions if you have any questions or comments. But in the meantime, what we'll do here real quick, right? What I can do real quick, there's a link for Zoom. For those who like to come in, and I can only take about one or two before this broadcast, before I end the broadcast. But I'm glad I came here live. I thank you all for all your support and what you do to support this work. Log into that academy, historytimes.org. It's going to be something different. Okay, make sure you're there. It's going to be the one, I believe, based on what's about to happen prophetically in the earth with the shutdowns and everything else. You want to be there in case they get full control of these platforms. we've come accustomed to finding each other on here. So, all right. So what I'll do, let's go to Zoom real quick. And brothers and sisters, stay strong. For those who are standing up against the other nations who are destroying and killing our people, protesting with your dollars and supporting God's people and supporting people who deserve your hard-earned, I tip my Mitri off to you. Stand firm. Let's support one another. Instead of the enemies giving these people money who just berate and disrespect the same people, the people who have taken care of their families, and they get a little money and look down on us. Guess what? Money's drying up. Make sure we budget accordingly. If we can't afford our current status of where we're living, we need to budget and get something of means to sustain the finances we have if possible. But make sure we're not spending money with people who don't appreciate us. So I tip my Mitri off for those brothers and sisters, you sisters in particular, who staying out of a lot of these Asian shops who come into our neighborhoods and disrespect us. Not all, but too many. Too many of them disrespect us. So I'm glad I see what our sisters are doing and our brothers are doing, staying away from these Asian shops until they get a formal apology and give us some level of restitution for, Not all, too many. Blessings, Tina. We have 3 minutes per, so come on in and talk to me.
Okay. Well, I just want to say, I want to mention about my herbs now. I've been waiting on them. Waiting on my herbs now. But I just want to say about this, what you were sharing with us, and thank you for taking out your precious time to share with us, because this is truly a blessing to hear what I just heard, about Elon Musk and the future. And it was amazing how he could not act, he had to think about it. I'm like, if there's no people, really, think about it. We're the ones that make the world go round. I'm like, what are robots going to do? Really? So, he couldn't answer that question. And I was like, wow. But thank you for your time. And because this is precious time. And this time that you shared with us and the information was very valuable.
Praise the Most High.
That you utilize. I even myself to utilize with my family, because this is the times that we're living in, and people are still asleep. Although some people are awakening now. People are in these churches, they are starting to see things are starting to be exposed. A lot is going on.
Yeah.
But in the mean and in between time, I'm feeling that it's time to really get closer to the Most High and allow Him to be the guide and to guide us our path, because things are getting hard. Things are getting hard for me. Like I said, really quick, I had to take an early retirement. Financially, it's really tough. And I may just have to be one of those ones that have to give up my place because I can't afford it. So times is really tough. And, all praises be to the Most High. Being in this position that I am, I can say this, is that I have learned to depend on the Most High. I have learned to depend on the higher, not on man or what anyone can do for me, but to rely on Him and let Him guide me. So whatever His will is for me, so be it. I'm just, all praises be to Him. But I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I'm so glad to know Him. I'm so glad to know Him and to know that He's in my life. Because walking around without the Most High can be a very scary thing in these days and times. So, all praises.
Well, thank you, Sister Tina.
I'll be praying with our brothers and sisters that will be going down in that water, rising up with the Most High, ready to run this race, because this life is a race. This is a journey. This is a journey. We all have a cross to bear.
Well, thank you, sister. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I will be reaching out to you about these herbs. I didn't forget about you, okay?
I pray. I know you're busy, Elder.
No, I'm gonna
I
reach
can
out.
do
I'm gonna make sure you get it. All right. I have a list. I'll talk
I
to you.
know.
All right. Well, thank you. I'll speak
I
to you
know.
soon, sister. Great words, and
Uh-huh.
I'm encouraged with your words, and I pray that the Most High guide your path with whatever decision you make. Either bless you where you can stay where you are, or if you have to downsize, because eventually we all gonna have to do it and have all things common anyway. But I'm glad you're in this fight with us, sister. Bless you.
Well,
Okay.
thank you so much. Thank
right.
you for answering my call. All
You're
praises.
welcome. Blessings. You can let
Y'all
yourself
be
out, okay?
blessed now. Yes, indeed.
Thank
Y'all
you.
be blessed.
All praises be to the Most High.
Mhm.
Okay, Moto G, 5G24. How are you? How you doing, sister?
Oh, peace and blessings, Elder Ricard. This is Cheryl Ross, and I just wanted to let you know how wonderful.
Do me a favor, mute the video. Mute or turn down your device where the video's playing on YouTube.
How you doing?
Well, let me see if I can figure this out.
Well, there's a speaker. Just click that speaker where the YouTube is, and it'll go out for a second.
Oh, I'm not good at this kind of thing.
Okay.
I barely.
Well, don't worry about it. I'll be quiet. Say what you have to say.
I just want to say that, first of all, I'm honored to be able to speak with you today. And I just wanted to let you know how enriching the academy classes have been and how much benefits I have reaped from the lessons. I just wanted to tell you how grateful I am for the work that you do. You saved a lot of lives and you've hindered a lot of negative things from happening to people. And I'm just grateful for that. And I just want you to know it.
Thank you.
Also, I wanted to say that, I have some family members who like to be baptized, but we don't have a way to get to South Carolina. And, I've been struggling with it because I know I've got a couple that.
Where are you?
I'm in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
And I really long for you to come down and help us get established somehow, if it be the Most High's will. But I just want to thank you. Keep me in your prayers as I pray for you, because some of what I hear does cause me to panic.
Don't panic.
And feel.
Don't panic. You'll be okay. God. What you do is, when you get off this line with me, text 445-888-2759. Give me your name and tell me, and text that you're in Kentucky and you'll like us to come there for you. And we'll reach out after the baptism weekend to make it a reality for you. All right?
Okay.
There it is.
Okay.
All right.
Now, what's the phone number again? What was the phone number?
445. 888-2759.
888-2759. Elder Ricard, I love you, and I love the body. I love the Gathering of Christ Church, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this. And that's basically all I have to say.
Thank you.
Bless
and
you.
Guess what? With a spirit like the people that I'm running into, hey, in spirit of Christ, guess what? We're going to condemn the spirits that rise up against the righteous. It's people like you. And hey, we need you as much as you need us.
All praises.
All right.
I love you. I'm gonna let you go now.
And again, don't panic. You on the right side of prophecy.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Shalom.
Shalom. I don't know how to get out of here.
Okay, I'll help you here. And you have a great night, okay?
All right. You
All
too.
right.
Thank
Blessings.
you. Bye. All right. All right.
All right, last one for tonight, and then that concludes our broadcast. And then the work in South Carolina will continue to do the baptism and all that. And I'll have, ever so often, I'll come on, brothers and sisters, and give you all an update. And, everything we're doing, I'm going to try to have some type of video engagement where you'll be included in most of what we're dealing with. So just keep your ear to the ground and your eyes on the screen. we may pop up at any moment during this weekend, all right? Alan Barnes, my brother, the saxophone player, last call for tonight. And again, there's no need to panic. Panicking isn't going to change what's about to happen. You know what I mean? Just be down with the Most High to prepare what comes through those doors. Stay prayed up, sin not, follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and link in with the body. Okay. Alan, we got 2 minutes. Talk to me. I got a lot to do, my brother, and wait for you to come in.
I'll be there tomorrow, Elder.
My brother. So I'm going to see you.
Yeah, you're going to see me.
Oh, my brother. I'm going to give you a big hearty hug. My brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
I'm
Let's
ready.
do it.
I'm ready. I don't know if I'll be with you when you do that recording with the thing there, but I'll be there in the afternoon around 1 or 2.
Okay. Well, the number is 445-888-2759. I'll have that number on my person. Just text me wherever you are and let's do it. All right?
All right, I'll see you.
All right, my brother, bless you. And I do thank all you brothers and sisters who have donated and helped donate through your super chats, and you can also help through GOC $GOCC report. Okay, for Cash App, $GOCC report if you have that, or go to gatheredofchrist.org under donate, and you can donate wherever you see fit to help the ministry. The drop down is there, and whatever you contribute, it'll go to what you choose it to go to. All right? With that, we love you. Stay strong. And like I said, we are the children of Israel, and we are back. And this concludes our broadcast tonight for Wednesday, where we decode the times. Shalom. Blessings.
The East is where we're from. The 12 tribes of Israel. In 721 BC, the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With the great escape, we went through the Euphrates. The Lord held the water still. To a land where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we be, Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, Naphtali from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, Gad, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Dominicans, the highest gathering Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us at gunpoint to gather our wives and children, then sold us. In the belly of these great ships we traveled in fear. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here. Asher in Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans, the highest gathering Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians, the highest gathering Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans. That's who we be. Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians, Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, Naphtali from